When AI is let loose, that can be very, very dangerous. There are possible ways that AI can assist you with that. The most beautiful part of Notebook LM is the fact that it's the only AI out there that doesn't hallucinate. You can talk to it, really think of it like an assistant, but you can get different perspectives.
This episode is sponsored by AI Your Superpower. Want to get seen, chosen, and recommended by AI? Go to aeo.iiyoursuperpower.com and download your free AI visibility playbook to stand out and grow with clarity.
Hello, and welcome back to Happiness by Habit Season 2 AI as Your Superpower. I am here today with a very special person to me. This is a lady who I admire. Is not only a person, a powerhouse in Texas and in the whole country. She is Elena Duron. She is here with me. We are in Houston at this moment attending the AI experience. She is a powerhouse in the AI industry. Her current role is the AI Southwest.
Yes. Grow with Google
Southwest Coach.
Yes.
I am so excited to have you in the show, Marilena.
Well, and absolutely, everybody's talking about AI here at the AI experience.
Absolutely, we're in the right place at the right time.
Are.
Yes, let's talk a little bit about your journey. You have been around in the AI industry for a long time. So let's talk a little bit about what your journey was and how you got where you are right now today.
Absolutely. So I started actually my business in a business incubator. And it was funny because in a business incubator, of course, you learn about not just being and working in business, but on business, all the aspects that you didn't plan on. And then about 2013, so I became very involved in Google, the Google tools, and utilizing that just as a small business owner who knew I had to get all these things done. And about 2013, a little bit more then, really, it was when I was first exposed to Google Hangout. So it used to be Google would give 15-minute for free sessions to people. You'd sign up and then you could help them out. So that's what I went to find out more about how to utilize YouTube, how to utilize Google Workspace. And from there, then I was actually introduced to become a Google trainer.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a chance to train other small businesses on how to utilize all the Google tools. This was now 2017. So while we talked about and heard a lot about AI, internally, especially when we were at the Mountain View offices of the complex, we didn't get to talk about it till later. And as you saw, it was amazing. I actually had access to OpenAI a year before everybody saw ChatGPT.
Wow, look at
Had a
that.
chance to play with that and to have a chance to see how you operate and utilize this in a way, since it really is changing the systems that we work in now. And a lot of people see it maybe as a new tool, but it's much, much.
Absolutely. It's fascinating, especially Google and all the tools that they have made available for us. Can you tell us a little bit more about that part of the business, about the tools that are available from Google for business owners?
Sure. The big thing is Gemini. You hear Gemini quite a bit.
Love
It is
Gemini.
Gemini AI. That's includes AI. And you've got ChatGPT, you've got Perplexity, you've got Claude, but Gemini is Google's. And what it powers everything from search, when you're looking at search, because all AI is powered by search, but also when you look at workspace, everything that's working behind this workspace, Gmail and Google Calendar, and Google Drive is all there. So what I love about the Google tools is it's so secure. They're seamlessly working within an ecosystem that was built to be safe
Mhm.
because Google was keeping our files all together and safe even before AI was introduced into anything in a system. So I love that part. So you've got Gemini, you've got Workspace Studio, which is already agentic AI already planned and set up for you within your workspace. You just have to figure out what you want it to do, and it's already set up and structured to do that. So you don't have to be familiar of that. You also have Veo 3, which is the video. Nano
Right.
Banana, that is amazing. That's so great to use. And then of course you've got there's Notebook LM.
Oh,
How could I
that's
forget?
my
Yeah.
favorite one. Let's talk about that one. That's so I don't think people knows the power of Notebook LM. And one of the things I love the most is the simplicity. You literally just paste a document, a website, anything, and it will produce a full set of
Exactly.
beautiful documents, audio, interview, like a podcast style,
Yeah.
the PowerPoint presentation. Actually, all my presentations, I do them in Notebook LM. I'm a big fan.
Well, that's really exciting because I love utilizing Notebook LM to share information, have like you mentioned, the audio, the podcast that you can interrupt and ask questions of,
Oh, yes.
which is wonderful. But to me, the most beautiful part of Notebook LM is the fact that it's the only AI out there that doesn't hallucinate. So because it is going from your information, so hallucinate, for those who are in the crowd, if you don't know what that is, it means that AI comes up with an answer, whether it's correct or not. It just is built to come up with an answer. So sometimes it is making things up. It's being creative. So it's not something fact-based that you can actually source. With Notebook LM, there's always a tag for a link back to the source. And in Notebook LM, it doesn't hallucinate. It's only going from the material that you provided to it. So it's going from the audio, the files, the transcript. I was working with somebody who has a little over 7,800 YouTube videos, and we were able to take the transcripts of all her videos. So our social media team now has all those transcripts, and they can go to Notebook LM and have it help create posts and answer questions because it already knows that. Plus, all of her blog posts, publications she's been in, and has all of that, and of course her brain document. So it makes it nice and secure that you don't have to worry about some answer from that's not on brand for her.
Absolutely. That's very, very interesting. The fact that it doesn't, he's the only one that does not hallucinate because that's a real problem.
Yes.
And I love that. Oh, wow. That's so powerful. Let We have a lot of people that are small business owners or solopreneurs in the audience. Let's talk about the tools that are available. And what would you recommend them for as far as the tools that are available from Google for this specific audience?
Sure. Well, there's a lot that you can utilize for free. With a free Google account, a free Gmail account, you already have access to Gemini, you have access to Nano Banana, you have access to VO3, limited in what you can utilize because the more, if you pay for it, of course, you get more storage there and more ability to use, but you still have access to it, which to me is great. Now you can experiment and play. I would recommend definitely Gemini. If you can, get Google Workspace because then you have all of the tools in Google's ecosystem safe and secure. And Pamelli is one that is a Google Lab experiment, but I would heavily look at Pamelli. Any small business owner, I talk to them about that because what it does is you put your website in there. It takes your brand DNA. So it pulls your fonts, your colors, everything as far as your brand, voice, and tone. Now we'll pull that together into a brand DNA document. It will create your social media posts, the videos and the photos and campaigns, so percent free. So there's no cost for that, even with using the free personal Gmail account.
And there is another very important thing that I don't know how many people knows about this, but when you have a Google a professional email address, you have access to the Google Suite.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, you do.
Let's talk about that because that itself, I think, is worth a lot of money. I mean, that piece of information is really, really important.
It's very worth it. I agree, Silvana, because most of us are trying to figure out where we filed something in our Google Drive. That always seems to be such a challenge. So we're looking every single day and you named it something different. I love the fact that when you have Google Workspace, so if you have the professional email address, now you have Google Workspace and you can actually have it search the drive. It will actually summarize your emails for you. It'll pull out who are some key people that's those emails. You can just tap on it and go to the email if you want to see the rest of the information. If there's an item there or a calendar or a meeting, you can just tap on that and immediately puts on your calendar or on your task list. Put that together quickly. So I love that because it's just now I can go in there and say, listen, I need to follow up on this email, pull this from the drive, pull this, and it brings everything together for me within seconds. And I don't have to search it. I don't have to worry about connecting it with NAN or Make or anything or Zapier or anything like that. It's just all within.
You get access to the paid version of that, like of the Google Suite. That little bit of information, just pay attention because this can make a difference. You get access to the whole suite of AI tools from Google, but just by having your email with Google Workplace. This is amazing. As far as well, you and I met through the Chief AI Officer group, and you are one of the teachers there, or not teachers, educators. And I always have admired your way to teach. You are so inspiring, and so you have very beautiful way to
in bringing AI into companies. A lot of people think it's just we're going to build something and create that, but there's a whole lot more involved. A lot of people don't have strategies. Actually, a lot of companies, even the large ones, don't have a strategy of how they're going to make sure they stay secure. How do you assess what tools do you have? Is there any governance or use policies, or which AI will actually be used and what's used right now? Because there's a lot of shadow AI, which is people personally using AI on their phones or their tablets, iPads, laptops that are putting in company proprietary information, or worse yet, personal identifiable information. And that is now they're just looking for that quick, oh, let's do this. And when a chief AI officer comes in, they look at that whole strategy so that the team and the company can be profitable at what they're doing with AI instead of just experimenting. We've heard about all the experiments, and that sometimes people spend more time and money on the experiment than the returns they get. You're still a business. You still have to run. And so therefore, if you can train and elevate both AI fluency and also make sure that you're getting the best return on your investment, definitely.
Absolutely. Yes, definitely. That makes a big difference because, as you mentioned, a lot of companies are trying to implement AI, but not in an organized way. A lot of times, sales is doing something, operations is using another tool, and they are just chasing individually the shiny object that value because at the end of the day, if it's not integrated, coordinated, it's not going to be the outcome is not definitely not going to be good. So that makes a big difference. So for the businesses that are looking to implement AI, it's very important that we do it in an organized way that can improve the results and do not exposing the private information, which is very important.
Exactly. And Silvana, you bring up a good point in that there are so many people who are utilizing tools, so they're very silent in what they're doing. The tools are not connected to each other, which means often that one department may know something and they've really trained their AI to do something, and another department is still at the beginning, and maybe it's made some assumption about what's happening in this department because they all operate separately. And that is not good for a company. It's very costly. We know the problem with silos just in people and being able to interact as a team and to, as a company, a whole company, be able to grow and develop. But imagine with your AI tools as well. That is very overwhelming. So I do appreciate when you have a chief AI officer come in and can truly put that structure in place, plan that ahead of time. It's much better than once you get started and people get into different habits and such and things. And when AI is let loose in a company and has not even been, controlled or governed in any way, that can be very, very dangerous for them.
Absolutely. Actually, now that you say going back to Google, that's one of the things I love the most about Google is that you get everything under the same umbrella. So you are still have a full set of different tools available, but all within the same, contained under the same platform. So that makes a difference.
It does. It makes a difference, and it's important for employees. So that is one of the things. If you even just signing up for a basic free personal Gmail account, it says that Gemini on any of the AI tools do not train on the public model, and that to me is one of the reasons why I love the Google tools, because it's been looking out for security since from the very beginning. Just because it's taking care of all of our business files already, it's had to.
I love it. Absolutely. Well, last piece of advice is there anything that you would like to communicate to the small business owners and entrepreneurs? What would be that piece of advice you will share with them?
Sure. It's first just play with AI, talk to it. I like to talk a lot of times because it's easier than type it in, but you can talk to it. Really think of it like an assistant who is not trained yet, but you can get different perspective. You can brainstorm and bounce ideas. That's really the best way to get started. A lot of people aren't sure about how to start. Is it something that I have to have a big project for? And I said, no, just start looking for something that may need 2 hours or take 2 hours of your day, that is routine, really doesn't take a lot of your mind, but it has to get done. And is there a flexible way that AI can assist you with that? Because now then, we as small business owners, our superpower is that we really know our clients very well. We have great customer service. We can focus on that.
Love that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Maria Elena. Maria Elena is going to give a speech, a presentation later on today. So we like. So I'm looking forward to that. people would like to connect with you, what is the best way?
Sure. The best way is you can Google me, look for Maria Elena Duron, Duron. You'll find me there. You can also find me at Smart Brand System. That's actually my company where, yes, I do teach and train for Google, but I also provide some teaching and training and actually some direct services to small businesses, specifically if they're looking to get started.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for your time. I really enjoy it, and I look forward to see you later in the presentation. For the ones listening on the other side, please make sure to connect with Maria Elena. She is full of amazing, valuable, impactful information for for you, for business owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals just trying to find a way to optimize their lives and businesses. It was a pleasure, and talk to you next time. Bye bye.